Hello YouTubers and welcome to this video. This is a review video. It's a reviews of 4 more 3D Blu-ray movies using the PSVR headset. So what do we have here? We have X-Men Days of Future Past, we've got The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies, and we've got the almighty Avatar and Titanic. I'm definitely going to be talking about these more later. But let's start on with the X-Men and The Hobbit. Now, it's been a busy week for me over the past week. I was on the hunt for a few more 3D movies. I was hungry for more 3D movies. I visited my local second-hand DVD Blu-ray shop, and I saw that these 2 movies were on sale. As you can see, excuse me, they're pretty cheap. I mean, I got one for £3 and one for £5, so £8 altogether. X-Men. I've seen most of the X-Men movies. I hadn't seen this one for some reason. This had passed me by. And I had no idea it was in 3D as well. You can't quite see it's 3D on the box there because the sticker's covering. I should have took that off. But it is in 3D. Just take my word for it. I hadn't... there you are. X-Men 3D. I had no idea that it was in 3D. I snapped it up for £3. I had some hopes for it. I wasn't sure. I mean, people were telling me to try sort of... on my previous videos, which I will link one now, people were telling me to try the sort of X-Men Avengers video, that they may be quite good, so I thought I'll try it. Now, there's some good 3D effects in this, as good as other movies, but they seem to be very few and far between in this movie. You've got a few 3D effects, but not many. The ones that are there are pretty good. The problem is with this kind of movie, and I've seen it with other 3D movies of this ilk, is that when there's fast-moving action and a lot going on screen, it can get quite confusing when you're watching it in 3D. Certainly when using a 3D headset. It can become quite blurry when there's lots of action. It's often better to watch these movies in 2D, in normal mode, on a HD TV, for example. And that's exactly how I feel about this. It would be better to watch it in HD on a normal TV rather than in 3D, because there's so much going on and it can get quite confusing. Added to that, there's not a great deal of great 3D effects from what I've seen. I've not seen the whole movie through yet, so I must do that before I, just to see if there are any other greater 3D effects. From what I've seen so far, I've watched about an hour maybe. Now, I'd recommend that you watch it in 2D. It does have some good 3D effects in it, so your mileage may vary on this. I found it passable. That's the best way I can describe that. With The Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies, I saw the first Hobbit movie, I think it was The Desolation of Smaug, on the cinema way back when it was released. I was living in Ireland at the time, and a few of my work colleagues and myself went to see it, the first movie, in 3D on a cinema. In a cinema, and we all pretty much said that it would have been better to watch it in normal mode, just on a normal cinema screen rather than in 3D. The 3D didn't seem to add to it. I found this movie, this is the third Hobbit movie, the better of the 3 Hobbit movies. I'm not really particularly enamoured with the Hobbit movies in general, but I found the third one to be the best one. I had high hopes that this one in 3D would be better. It would work. It doesn't. Absolutely doesn't. There seem to be very few 3D effects. The effects that are there really don't add to the movie. You're better watching this on a HD TV or 4K or whatever you're going to watch it on a normal TV. I wouldn't bother at all with the 3D. Forget the 3D on this. It just didn't add to it. I don't recommend this whatsoever. So that's a no-go for me, which is a shame. But for £5, I've got the special edition, so it's got some special features in there too. I'm not complaining about that. I like the movie. It's an okay movie, so I can watch this anyway on normal TV. It does come with the normal Blu-ray disc. Generally, when you buy a 3D movie, you get the 3D disc and then you get the normal disc to watch it on a normal TV. So I'm not complaining about that too much. Just don't bother with the 3D part. Avatar, Titanic. What can I say about these movies that's not already been said? On a couple of my other videos, I will link more at the end of this video. A couple of my viewers or people viewing the videos saying that I must try Avatar. I saw Avatar in the cinema in 3D when it first came out. It was my first 3D movie I saw. And I was sort of hesitating about getting it on a 3D Blu-ray because I thought it's an older film. It won't be as good as the mainstream, the recent 3D movies. How wrong could I be? It came in a box set, this, by the way. Came with Avatar and Titanic. I couldn't find it in a second-hand shop, so I bought it new online from Amazon for £18. For the two movies, it came shrink-wrapped, brand new. That's not too bad. I'm happy to have paid that. Especially as Avatar, I was very wrong about it. This, the effects, the movie, it could have been made yesterday. I was hesitant, thinking that, it wouldn't be as good as recent 3D movies. I was just very wrong. The effects, the way it feels very new, it feels very modern, and the 3D effects are up there with the best of the 3D movies, especially good again wearing a VR headset. You're surrounded, you're cut off from the world, you've got this amazing 3D, especially when they go down on the planet. It's Pandora. It's absolutely fantastic. You've got spaceships flying around, as good as the better 3D movies of nowadays. I can't recommend this highly enough. If you have to buy it new like I did, go and buy it. It's well worth it. One of the best 3D movies. People were absolutely right about that. And it's just a shame it took me so long to get around to it. Fantastic. Now, like I say, I saw this box set on Amazon, and I saw that it had Titanic 3D. I mean, Titanic, it's years old. You're going way back to the 90s on this. I was reading the reviews. People were saying it's the 3D added to the movie, and they're absolutely right. It's post 3D effects. Post-production 3D effects. So it wasn't made from the ground up in 3D or for 3D, obviously. The 3D, because there's a lot of computer-generated graphics on this with the ship itself, the Titanic and goodness knows what, it actually works. The 3D actually works. It's a different type. It's like watching a 3D from a distance, if that makes sense. It's like watching a screen with 3D depth rather than objects coming out at you. You're just looking at a movie in sort of a different type of 3D. I can't quite explain it, but it does work. It's not as good as the modern and better 3D movies where things are really in your face and coming out at you and goodness knows what. But it does work in a sort of watching a sort of 3D from a distance is the only way I can explain it. But because it's Titanic, it's a good movie. It adds to the experience. Wearing a headset with headphones especially, and you've got this 3D effect in it. It's like experiencing Titanic in a whole new way. So I would recommend this one as well. Okay, so those are my 4 3D movies I bought this week. Now, I'm going to do something slightly different now. Over here, I've sorted my piles of 3D Blu-ray movies into the top pile, I apologize, is don't bother with it. It doesn't work. Don't buy that movie in 3D. Buy it in 2D or watch it in 2D. You do get a 2D disc with these movies generally. Don't bother with the 3D aspect. The middle pile is... You've got some 3D effect, it works to some extent. Not the best 3D movies, but you do have some good effects, and people may feel differently. People's mileage is going to vary. Like The Life of Pi, for example, I found some of the effects okay. I prefer to watch it. It's a beautiful movie to watch on a normal TV, on a HD TV. But I found some of the 3D effects passable, and it is watchable in 3D. It's just not the best 3D movies. Then you've got the cream of the crop, the best of the best. I can't recommend these highly enough. The best 3D movies, absolutely worth buying to watch in 3D, especially when wearing a VR headset. Absolutely brilliant. Watch my other videos for my reviews on these. These are a must-watch, and movies I will watch over and over for the experience again. So where am I going to put these videos? Let's start with the X-Men. You might have already guessed where I'm going to put these, but I'm going to put this in the middle pile. It's got some good 3D effects. It's watchable in 3D. It's just not the best of the 3D movies. So that's going to go into my middle pile. The Hobbit, can you guess where this is going to go? Up at the top. Absolutely not worth watching in 3D. Don't buy it for this 3D aspect. Enough said about that. Avatar. My goodness, you can guess where this is going to go as well. No, it's going to go in this pile. Absolutely brilliant. It's in no specific order, these videos. I'm just putting them down, so let's put this up here. It's in the cream of the crop. I must watch 3D movie. Especially wearing a VR headset, like I say, I must watch. This is going to be a movie I'm going to watch over and over again, and you should too. And the Titanic. Actually, let's put Avatar down there for a reason. It's in no specific order, but I'm just making room because Titanic. I don't want to create a new pile, but it's just about made it there. It's not a must. It's got a good 3D effect. Not as good as these movies, but it's certainly a film I'll be watching a couple of times in 3D because the experience is fantastic with it. But it's kind of edging between these two piles. It's not quite purely in there yet. I don't want to create a fourth pile because that's just going to overcomplicate things. So I'm going to put it only just in this must-watch pile. Okay, so I'm going to link the other videos I've made now, as promised. Leave your own comments, please. Like and subscribe would be fantastic. It's always appreciated because that encourages me to go out and make more of these videos. And please leave your recommendation as always. I pretty much brought Avatar, not Titanic, but Avatar, and even, which one was it? X-Men. Because people were sort of leaving comments and recommendations. So, please, recommendations on movies, if you can, please, that are must-watches. That are a must-watch, rather. If you're going to leave recommendations, let me know if it's like generally people do anyway, but if it's like the cream of the crop or passable or a no-go. That would be most appreciated. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.